Alright, here's how to be in the top 20% of all Dual Blades players. So this video is assuming you know all the basic combos for Dual Blades. And the goal of this video is to make sure you know with 100% confidence for every scenario what combo and what move you should be executing at that given moment. And the only way to do that is to understand the time for each combo and the DPS for each combo. And you need both. You cannot just look at one. So the first contextual situation are gap closing situations. This is when you are a given distance away from the monster. So you use these combos when you want to gap close. So the first one we have is a lunging strike into spinning slash. And you're only going to use this combo when you're either in not archdemon mode or not demon mode. And you can see it takes less than 2 seconds to do. Another combo we can do when you're in archdemon mode and demon mode is DFR to spinning slash. That takes a little bit more than 2 seconds. The next stronger combo you can do is DFR into SS into DRS. And that takes a little bit longer to do. You can only do this combo when you are in demon mode. You actually can't do it in archdemon mode. So you can see they kind of increase linearly with the amount of time they take from less than 2 seconds to about 2.5 to about 3.5. And let's look at the DPS for all of them. All right, so the DPS is actually all the same at about 20 DPS. So it really depends on what state you're in. If you're in demon mode, you're just going to do DFR, SS, and DRS, and you're going to cut this combo short if you just don't have enough time. That could easily look like a DFR into SS situation. And you only do lunging strike into SS if you, for some reason, are caught out of demon mode. All right, so let's look at stationary combos next. And this is for small openings. So really, you can only compare and combat two combos with each other if they have similar time frames, because then there becomes an opportunity cost. You have to decide, okay, am I gonna do combo A or combo B? If they both do the same amount of time, then the deciding factor is gonna be the DPS. Let's look at the first one here. It's DS1 to DS2 into circle strike. That one is not good. It's just not good, okay? And you're only gonna be doing this combo if you're caught outside of archdemon mode or demon mode. And look how long it takes 3 seconds to do. And let's just take it by itself, right? Because contextually, this is the only move you can do in a stationary situation if you don't have any gauge and you're not in archdemon mode or you're not in demon mode. So 3 seconds to do. Look at the DPS though, it's less than 20. It's actually the lowest out of all of these small opening stationary combos. So again, it just further reinforces the point that you don't want to be doing this combo if you can't help it. If you're doing this combo on purpose, you're actually just not playing Dual Blades correctly. There's no reason to be doing this combo, especially if you have stamina that you can spend in demon mode. All right, so let's look at the demon mode combos. All right, so we have Demon 2 and Demon 6. And as expected, the biggest jump in time from Demon 2, which is a 2-hit combo, to Demon 6, which is a 3-hit combo. And by 3 hits, I mean like it takes 3 button presses to get into D6, whereas D2 only takes 2 button presses. It's called D6 because you literally land 6 hits on the enemy. And it's called D2 because you literally only land 2 hits on the enemy. Again, we can't really compare them because contextually they're used for different situations, right? You use D2 in a 1 second opening and you use D6 in a almost 3 second opening, a greater than 2 second opening. So again, we cannot compare these DPSs. Now, obviously D6 is going to get you more gauge than D2. So that's something to consider, but again, just can't compare them. You just, if you have enough time to do D6, you do D6 as much as possible if you can get it off, just because of the damage gain as well as the gauge building properties it has. All right, next we have DF1 and DF2, which are Demon Flurry 1 and Demon Flurry 2. Again, context matters again, right? There's context in terms of time and space and as well as state, right? So DF1 and DF2 you can only do if you're in archdemon mode, so you're outside of demon mode. And you can see, even though it takes a little less time to do than Demon 6, it's actually the same DPS as Demon 6. But again, context matters. So DF1 and DF2, while on paper here, it looks better because, in less time, you're doing the same amount of damage. It takes gauge to actually do DF1 and DF2. So you're actually spending resources. And so DF1 and DF2, you're going to do DF1 and DF2 if you're already capped on gauge. There's no reason to do D6 because you're not getting anything out of it, anything more out of it. You're capping on gauge. So you're wasting effort trying to get gauge that you'll never get. So it just makes sense to spend that gauge instead on a little bit more efficient attack, which is the Demon Flurry in archdemon mode. Another thing about Demon Flurry too is because you are literally going back into non-demon mode, so archdemon mode to do Demon Flurry, you're actually gaining back stamina. So if you're capped on gauge because you executed a lot of Demon 6s and you're already at full gauge, a natural result of that is that you're going to be a little bit lower on stamina because you've been spending all that time in demon mode, which costs stamina. So it only makes natural sense to dip back into archdemon mode to use Demon Flurries to not only maintain the same DPS, but also also spend that gauge so that when you re-enter demon mode, you can use your D6 to build up that gauge, and it's just more efficient resources wise in terms of stamina, in terms of damage, in terms of time, and in terms of gauge. So that's how you use these stationary combos. All right, so let's look at the large openings here. So for large openings, you like to see this pattern for your weapon where you have a linear increase in the amount of time it takes to do the longer combos, and the DPS is relatively the same. If this is the case, if you see a situation like this is very good, and it's very easy to play the weapon, and it's very easy to understand. You know, it just makes sense. If I have a 4.5 second opening, I'm going to do this one: DF1 Blade Dance 2, DF2 Blade Dance 3. If I have a 5 second opening, so a little bit more time, then I'm going to do Blade Dance 1 to Blade Dance 2 into Blade Dance 3. Now this one you can only do starting from demon mode, because to do Blade Dance you need to be in demon mode first, whereas DF1 you have to be in Archdemon mode. There is that little contextual difference. You know, if you're optimizing to the tits, then yeah, there is some slight considerations here because of which mode you are actually in. And then lastly here we have the longest combo you can do, which is takes 7 seconds to do, and it's Blade Dance 1 to Demon Flurry 1 to Blade Dance 2 to Demon Flurry 2 to Blade Dance 3. And the thing about dual blades here is that when you're doing this alternating from Blade Dance to Demon Flurry, it's kind of like this Zen mode where you're dipping in and out of demon mode to Archdemon mode to demon mode to Archdemon mode. That's essentially what you're doing when you do Blade Dance once to Demon Flurry, because anytime it's a Demon Flurry you have to be in Archdemon mode, anytime it's a Blade Dance you have to be in demon mode. This combo allows you to seamlessly transfer between demon mode and Archdemon mode very quickly, like within every hit in this combo. And why would you want to do that? Well, the reason you want to do that is because it allows you to maintain this Zen state where you are using all of your resources very efficiently, right? So when I use each of these moves, I'm spending gauge, yes, but when I dip into Archdemon mode by executing Demon Flurry, that allows me to regain my stamina, because I've been spending all this time in demon mode. It's only natural that I want to regain stamina, and it's also a very DPS efficient move, right? All of these moves are very DPS efficient. It's not enough to have damage. You want to maintain stamina as well. It's actually a good sizable amount of stamina. I would say it's about 25% of stamina, amount of time it takes to dip into Demon Flurry to get that stamina back. I like to call it like a Zen mode combo, because it's like it's just this meeting of all of the resources of dual blades all being synergistically optimized here, and it's a very nice combo to also set you up for after when the combo ends, because then you'll be in a much better state resources wise. All right, so the DPS, you know, they're all greater than 50. They're about the same. So you're just going to use the one that allows you to get more time. Now, you may be saying, well, this is kind of like, its DPS is a little lower than the others. But again, the context matters, right? There's no other option here for a 7 second combo. Like, there's no opportunity cost here. You're only going to do this combo on a topple where you have actually 7 seconds to actually do the combo. So it's just objectively the right choice here. And again, do not dismiss the fact you're getting back stamina with this combo as well. So this is how to be the top 20% of all dual blades players, but there are some situational combos that I've not included in this video that I will include in a top 5% or possibly top 1% of dual blades players. So subscribe if you're interested in that video in the future. There will be some variations in the combos in the stationary openings. For example, like D2 and D6, you can see there's a large jump here in the amount of time it takes, but there are some intermediary combos you can probably do between D2 and D6 that would say like take 2 seconds and or 1.75 seconds that allow you to optimize even further and to give you the most optimized response for that situation when the monster throws out a 1.5 second opportunity. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thanks for watching.